outside activity. Hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. I'll say welcome back for those of you who were a little destroyed by the outbreak, outage of Facebook and Instagram. So welcome back. Take a breath, and hopefully you survived that. What a 30-minute, 20-minute, wherever you were in the world. Some of you didn't even notice that it even happened. So God bless all of you who didn't. Kitty and I were definitely very much aware it happened. Anyway, want to welcome you to today's amazing conversation that we're going to be having. I'm going to introduce myself first, and then I'm going to go and make sure we're streaming what we need to be streaming. And while I'm doing that, then Kitty will introduce herself. So this right here, there's going to be something going on throughout the whole time. So for those of you who are here with us, which you may not be here yet because you may not know we're actually here live, which I will actually hit that first so people know that we're actually here. And while I'm doing that, let me just hit that little thing. So give me a second.
I have a button I've never had before.
You have a button you never had before?
Uh-huh.
Oh, we're learning new things about our Facebook page because for whatever the reasons are,
you're not on it.
Voice earlier.
But I have a button on this StreamYard that says stream this to your audience.
Yeah, that's actually not new. That's actually been there for quite some time.
Not on my page as a guest.
Oh, look at you. Well, now you can stream it to your audience.
Well, I'm afraid to hit it.
She's afraid to hit it.
If I hit it, I disappear, I'll come back in.
Yes, that's fine. All right. So I just shared that we are, and there we are. So let's see. So people know. Oops. Yeah, that's it. Let's see. Can I do
You're
this?
On.
Oh, and I can share it out too. Look at that. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm letting everybody know that we are here. I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Colon, the founder of Holistic Fitness, located right here in Queens, New York. I am also your holistic integrative teacher, licensed and certified holistic personal trainer, Reiki master, card reader, card creator, medical astrologer, master of numerology. The list goes on and goes on and goes on. Now, I'm going to hand over the mic to Kitty, and she's going to add to this with her long introduction as well. Yeah. Well, I'm just going to check in to make sure we are streaming.
Mine's not even long enough for her to check all her platforms. I'm Kitty Budewig Foss, co-founder of Intuition of the Soul, a free private Facebook group where you can explore all kinds of different things for free and meet different like-minded people and find out some programs that are going on. It is an open platform for that. Even though it is a private group, it's free. We do make sure people don't get spammed. I have control of that part, what gets on there, what doesn't get on there. And I encourage people to come and explore and find out about programs that are happening. Like tomorrow, we have a free program that was supposed to be today during that Facebook blip with a amazing channel named Deny, who's coming to talk about a program she does and also share some channeling. And I also am the teach a course called Optimize Your Energy with the Moon and Stars. I am a storytelling astrologer, reader of the stars. And I am here because we like to play, and we have a really fun topic today called Key Healings, because there is a lot of healing around right now in the stars, and kind of knowing what your placements are may help you access it. So.
Yes. And want to say hello to Anne, who's here with us. And I'm super excited that we can see the comments. Now, I don't know if it's because I just didn't put in the time that I didn't schedule the time. And that's why all this magic is happening. I think that's really the reason. We do have these really cute things now on the comments where I got my little face there. So if I want to put a little heart, my face is going to show up. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about, those who are watching on Facebook. Oh, you don't see it that way. Oh, there you go. You do see it that way. Isn't that just so darn cute? Yes. Anyway, the littlest things make me very happy. So I'm very excited to be here with all of you today. And before we dive into today's conversation that Kitty's going to be diving into, I'm going to be taking a lot of notes because I'm kind of curious about this topic for today. And I want to dive a little bit about the energy of the day based on numerology. After all, it is March 5th. It's the day after my 54th. I always want to say my 45th, but it's not. It's my 54th birthday. And I had an amazing day for those who are curious to know. And today's energy is at 5. So this is an amazing day of change. And I think, theoretically speaking, with all that took place this morning with Facebook and Instagram's outage, it gave us the opportunity to change something. Massive changes that took place, which I think works out for a benefit for all of us. My big question, and I'm sure that with the conversation that Kitty and I are going to share, it may help you activate and amplify changes for today. Because again, in order for us to have anything different, we have to be willing to change something. And the other word I want to use today is unpredictability. Be prepared for the unpredictable things that take place in our lives, such as today, when we were all zapped with what the hell is going on? Oh my God! You know, the unpredictability, which can be a lot of fun. And our overall energy for today, I did write it down. Where is it? I didn't write it down. Do I have a pen handy? I do have a pen handy.
I think it's 6.
Actually, no, it's not. It's a 7. 1 second. I have 2 pens here. You would think they worked. 3 and 5 is 8 plus 8. 8 and 8 is 16.
Oh, 3. I added 2. We're in the 3rd month.
We're in the 3rd month, Kitty, yes. So today is a 7 overall energy. So today is really about bringing balance back into your body, back into your mind, back into your spirit, back into everything that you do today. And play is one of the big words that I'm hearing for today. So make sure you find time today to play, even if it's 5 minutes in your day, just to play a little bit, just to bring that balance back in. Plus, it will be a really great way to recalibrate your entire chakra system by bringing that play back in. Your inner child gets to show up when you do that. Anyway, so Kitty, let's talk about this key healings. You do have my attention, so go for it.
Well, I'm going to start in your wheelhouse for that reason. You know, we have Uranus, the planet of chaos and confusion, as well as finding in the chaos the clarity that steps forth, the higher learning. And being in Taurus has been really pushing us to be comfortable with change. Now, here's a funny story to go with this whole live. I said to Joanne, she said she wanted to do it Monday night, one of the nights. And I said, no, it's got to be.
Yes, Yeah. Actually, the original date that I was asking to do was, I think, on
Sunday.
Yes.
And I said, no, it's got to be the 4th, but I prefer the 5th. And she's like, well, the 5th is going to be hard for me. So I said, well, night on the 4th. It can't be any earlier than that. I had no reason why. None. And so then last night we had it tentatively scheduled, other than I was hearing that. And I was just going with it. And then we had it originally scheduled last night, but it was Joanne's birthday and she had an opportunity to go out with her daughter. And I had said to her, look, if something comes up, just do that. We'll figure out something. Because I really wanted on the 5th, right?
Yes, she sure did.
And I never told her why, because I really didn't have a reason. And but we're friends, and she went, okay. And she trusted that. And so sure enough, she did call last night, and I don't know if I'm learning to see something from spirit, but my eyes were doing, once again, it's big watering, me putting water on it to clean. I do know that there's a lot of pollen. So here we are on the 5th. What happens? Facebook shuts down. Messenger shuts down. Instagram shuts down. A lot of things shifted in that chaos. And I'm like, oh, this is why, huh, Spirit? This is why. Because actually there was a fairly large outage yesterday on Facebook that didn't affect either of us. I mean, I know my friend in Egypt had it. I know my friends out on the East Coast and the West Coast and in South Dakota. And so, because I was calling around. And and I still have a couple friends who can't get back on. The two-step authorization is causing them some issues. I had issues on the laptop, so I had to actually reset passwords. And so I was like, so this is why, right, Spirit? And they're like, yup. because this is about this Taurus energy, this key healing is this Taurus energy that is in our Uranus. And what happened today was this last conjunction. There's been a period since 219 to 35 of this. It's both the mean node and the true node, the north node in Aries, and this Uranus energy that's in Taurus. In Chiron, they had an exact conjunction again today, which is our wounds and our soul's goal. And they are all starting on these brand new phases, this new, really pushing us to look at what is our soul's goal. I am a personal believer that we live our life towards our soul's goal, especially in what it is. And, here today we had this end of this big conjunction period off and on, really sparking forth because it's Aries. Aries in its expanded energy is about new starts and pretty comprehensive. And Aries energy is quite pure, quite wholesome in its forwardness. And when you look at it in Greek mythology, it's one of the few characters that didn't rape and pillage women kind of energy. So, and so even though it is masculine, it is more on that divine piece of masculine, depending on its expression. And so here we have this spark today that ended early this morning, setting forth the wounds and the new soul work. And then we have Uranus in Taurus, which is absolutely teaching us how to be comfortable with change, the chaos of change, the chaos of, this is one of the key healings, how we deal with change, how we deal with the unexpected to find the clarity of what it means for us is huge right now. And so that's one reason this journey of Uranus through Taurus is really about us getting in touch with how we deal with it in our body, how we deal with it in what's around us physically, and tapping into this change, this new technology our bodies are even moving into. And so it's really a healing journey here. And of course, Uranus is a ruler of Aquarius. What is the vision of what this is going to look like? We're in this age of Aquarius. We have Pluto and Aquarius transforming towards this vision. And Jupiter and Saturn are our teaching planets. Saturn teaches us what's important. Jupiter teaches us what's expanding. And Jupiter is in the same sign as Uranus. So it really is in this same expansion of what stabilizes us, what we value. And Uranus is teaching us how to be comfortable with those changes, how to find the clarity and step forth and evolve with those changes. And Jupiter is helping us by expanding that. And look at what got expanded today. What happened for people when this disappeared? I realized, there are people I don't know how to get a hold of, except then I started looking at WhatsApp and I started looking at, and I just got a message literally that popped up here while I'm talking to you from my friend who is a psychic medium, asking me what about this triangulation that's going and so, which is what I'm sitting here talking about. So we're all getting these messages, this healing journey, and over this next period of time, starting today. It's an amazing new moon. That's a key healing. What's coming up in this new moon in Pisces, in the end of this flow cycle. We're getting ready to start a whole new cycle for the planet of Neptune next year. And we are really looking at what are the dreams, what are the illusions. Libra South Node is telling us what have you bought into that is not bringing you balance, even though you keep trying to do it. We're looking at our definitions of insanity, doing the same things over and over again, expecting a different result. We are in great key healing. And part of it is stepping back. Part of it is stepping back into figuring out, is this mine? Is this somebody else's? Also stepping back in the chaos, in the Uranus Taurus piece. How am I going to deal with the change? How am I going to keep, my practices going? How am I going to hold my space to create that bigger space? And it is incredible what is stepping forward in these key healings. So looking where Saturn is, looking where Jupiter is, looking at Uranus. For the United States, we have some really big energy stepping forward in this new moon, and especially April 20th. Write that date down. April 20th and I think it's so funny that Spirit picked 420 for obvious reasons. I think that's hysterical. Because there is a big conjunction that happens, and when this conjunction has happened in the past, there have been, and it happens like once every 11 years, there have been big changes, big things revealed, depending the energy that it's in. And this energy is Jupiter, is Uranus, and it is in Taurus. It is about the body. It is about physical. Is
that the conjunction between Jupiter and Uranus?
Yes, and it's on it's on 420. It's at 29 degrees of Taurus. It is all about a karmic completion, the lessons of all of that Taurus, what we value, what's important. And it has, the United States actually starts a Chiron return at that moment. So that's another whole conversation. And Chiron is what's called the Rainbow Bridge, is the bridge. It's our wounded healer that helps us connect those planets we can see with those energies we can't see. So what is right in front of us and what is beyond us. So huge energy stepping forward, and we're taking a look at. And
it's interesting, before you go further, based on the date, because of course my brain was already doing the numbers in the head, that date overall, the overall energy for the day happens to be a 5. Works out to be 14, reduces down to a 5 energy. So there we have it again, that change that comes through with this conjunction. When we think about Jupiter, how are we changing so we can expand? With Uranus, through the chaos, how are we changing? In fact, I was having a conversation with a client of mine this morning that was going through I don't even know what she was going through. But anyway, the concept is, again, when we have experiences that show up that are patterns, those patterns sometimes show up. It's like the universe presents you the pattern to see if you were going to go through that pattern in a different way, or if you're going to repeat the chaos the way you used to do beforehand. And that's usually just what the universe does. It's like a test. Am I going to do this differently? Or am I going to do what I used to do in the past and go into a space of either chaos or worry, or just put myself in the frizzy, so to speak. So I'm loving that it falls on April 20th and 29 degrees. I mean, that itself, besides it being a reset, an ending for that matter, it also adds up to 11. So that's another reminder that is a great day for healing and being a master at healing. And what are you a master at healing? That's a big question we need to start asking ourselves, is what do I master in as a healer? And paying attention to.
Yeah, it's incredibly large about healing, but it's not healing. It is about the physical body, because it's Taurus, a big piece of Taurus that's in here, a big piece of finding the flow in your body. There's an awakening of a technology in your body that are starting, and paying attention to where that shows up. But it's also getting rid of that thought that I have to have polarities, I have to have dualities. It's the integration. How do I hold the polarities opposite and integrate them? And I'm really going back to that huge amount of time that Mars spent in Gemini. How do I align my will in holding those polarities to integrate them, to understand how and where they integrate? And that is the true healing. That is the true. I attended an amazing class on Saturday, and on Intuition of the Soul, she's offering a more extended class, Divine Harmony, a master astrologer. And it was absolutely eye-opening, some of the additional information, and you and I have talked about some of these places of this. Not only is it this Taurus energy, but this is also going to be crossing the 6th house for the United States of service, health, at 29 degrees of Virgo. So that is all about all of our services, our systems, our health, the systems of our body, all of it down to the smaller. It's about inner vision, stepping forth, and and it's to heal the divine masculine by tapping into the divine feminine, about what can we receive, what can we really take a look at. And we have that amazing eclipse. We have a lunar eclipse on the 25th on the full moon. That's in Libra. That is a whole screen that is going to step forth. And what am I letting go of? What have I bought into that doesn't bring me balance because of our South Node, as well as what brings me balance? How do I approach relationships? Is it that everything is either black and white, or you've got to be good or bad, or can I see there's an integration of all of those things? That is a screen we take into that big Aries solar eclipse that steps forth, and it's across the United States. The United States, buckle up, buttercups. There's a whole lot to be revealed, to understanding things are sacred that we're talking about here, and it's going to help us look at key healings. Where have we been stuck? Now, yes, while looking at them, you can unstick. If you're waiting for somebody to give you a boot, that may happen too.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to dive in reference to, as Kitty speaks on this energy, this conjunction, Jupiter, Uranus, in Taurus energy, tapping into the 6th house in Virgo, and paying attention to your body. As I always say, your body brings you messages. And when whatever the physical symptoms that may show up during this period of time, it's just that, it's a message. It's not, I get really loud and clear that it's not anything to be worried about. It's not anything where you have to rush to your doctor to find out what the diagnosis is. Allow yourself, this is what Spirit is saying. I wish Spirit would slow down. It's really fast. It's like,
welcome to the energy.
Yes. What Spirit is saying is allow yourself time to feel into what it feels like with the discomfort in the body. Feel into it, because by feeling into it, it gives you an opportunity to then ask, what is this for? What is the message here? And how can I work on healing it? Whatever it is. As opposed to, like most humans do, we want to rush off and find an antidote that's going to help us feel better. And reality of it all is, for right now, Spirit and I am encouraging you to sit with it. Allow yourself to experience whatever it is. Just for at least a day. Be uncomfortable. The things that most people don't like. Most humans do not like to be uncomfortable. Be uncomfortable for a day. Give yourself a day just to sit with whatever the discomfort is in your body. Be uncomfortable. Try to do your everyday thing. So it's not about, well, okay, I'm going to sit with this headache and I'm going to go lay down. No. Do your everyday thing and be uncomfortable. Allow yourself to be uncomfortable for at least a day with whatever this is, because then by doing that, you're doing something different. You're changing how you go about handling when you have symptoms that show up in your body. And I will almost guarantee you that if you allow yourself that, you will receive a magnificent, magical message that comes through. And then once you accept it and receive it, you'll notice that whatever the symptom is, it will go away. It will literally, like it came on out of nowhere, it will go away like nowhere. But you have to allow yourself to be in that space of uncomfortability just for a day. And again, I say, the uncomfortability needs to come through without resting. This is not about, I have a headache, I'm going to go lay down. Do what you can and work through your headache, functionally doing what you need to do. Do not put your plans on hold. This is what Spirit is actually saying. During this way here, you can embrace the change that's coming through and the message that your body is bringing you. Otherwise, if you're going to go and grab whatever over-the-counter medicine you take, or you go to you feel like, oh my God, I have to go to the doctor because they need to tell me what's going on, you're not going to get the message. And then what's going to happen is this physical symptom is going to become bigger in your body until you're really ready to be uncomfortable. So my suggestion is embrace it when it shows up. Give yourself the day. Do your norm. And be open to receiving whatever the message is that your body has to offer you. And you'll be quite surprised at what comes through during that time. Because remember, every part in our body has an explanation, a metaphysical explanation. So if it's a headache, it's connected to your crown chakra, which means there may be very well an expansion coming through, and your ability to connect with spirit. So there's specific energies that go through each chakra. If you're curious to know what those are, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to breaking it down. I'll even be more than happy to go back sometime today and do a live about it, just so you can learn about how to utilize this energy so it can benefit you.
So this is Jack, everybody. He decided he needed to come through.
Of course. Of course. And Katie, I just wanted to ask you.
I do want to add something, though, to that. That's very important. I talked about it in my monthly thing. On the 8th, okay, the 8th, which is Friday.
March 8th?
March 8th, yes.
March 8th.
There's a conjunction with Mercury, our communication, our experience, and our Neptune energy. And it sets us up for this very big thinking new moon, very much about high ideals are stepping forth. And it is a great day for meditation. So as you're talking about taking time out to think and set, if you can kind of put your energy towards that day, there is some really great energy to tap into that they showed me very early on. I think I talked about it in our Optimize class. I don't know why they told me to highlight this, but I did. And it really is a big thinking moon, a big understanding, higher ideals in this meditation. And there is also an exact square that is happening that allows more information because there's a discernment, kind of taking care, revolutionary energy that's stepping forth at that point to really kind of push beyond in your meditation where you've been before. So tap in, tune in on that day. Getting ready for that moon.
Yes, and I love that. I love that energy in numerology aspects. Again, when you take your 3 and your 8, you get your 11 energy. So that's, again, that reminder that you are the master healer. The overall energy for the day is 10, which, again, works right into our soul's purpose, what we're here to do, and also a new way of doing what our soul's purpose is. So that's quite interesting. That was just the message I received. There was something, oh, that's right, what I was going to say. Kitty, if you can, because I shared this out to your Intuition of the Soul. I don't know if you're able to see that, or if that's something that has to be approved. But this should be running on your page at this point, unless you have to approve it.
I probably have to approve it, but that's okay.
Okay.
Let me try. Let me see. Let me do that. Let me see if I can just do it from my phone. Now that all of the platforms. Oh, I'm sorry, Jack. Did I stop petting you? I know that was a terrible parent thing to do.
Yes. So as Kitty's doing that, I just want to respond to some of the comments that are coming through. Anne has some really nice ones. Anne was sharing with us that she was a little uncomfortable yesterday, and that she was very glad it passed, and she just let it go away. So yeah, so I always say I encourage clients to keep a journal. Keep a journal from the time prior to the new moon getting here, and then from the new moon to the full moon getting here, and keep a journal to what's actually going on in your life, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and of course your thoughts as well. And pay attention, and then go back and review your journal to see what actually took place, and see if you can start to connect the dots to, is this related to some of this energy that's coming through from our new moon to full moon? Because lots happens during a new moon and full moon cycle for all of us. And I know one thing for sure, for many of my clients who constantly, I'm going to use the word complain, about the fact that they get headaches. And a headache is a real big one metaphysically in regards to new moon and full moon energy, because it does activate the crown chakra. And that activation where, especially in the month of March, where we are tapping in and tuning our psychic abilities, the crown chakra is key to that because that opens us up to connecting with the heavens and connecting with our loved ones. So if you are experiencing headaches, anyone out there, just know that your crown chakra is expanding. Does it make the headache feel better? No. Knowing that your crown chakra is expanding, that might make you feel better. And also too, that energy from the crown down to your third eye as well. And I know there's lots of people out there that are constantly like, oh, I want my third eye to open. I want my third eye to open. Well, the expression goes, be careful what you wish
for. That's exactly what my brain was saying. Be careful.
Because, yes, because
you want it to open.
You're going to go through the experience of the pressure because your third eye is opening. So that means pressure that comes through as a headache. So again, if that's what you really want, there's going to be side effects to this happening. When we expand into our chakra system, we have side effects to it, where the physical body, I mean, sometimes physical discomfort that shows up isn't about quote unquote a bad thing. It's because that chakra itself
doesn't mean something's wrong. It means something's happening.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not always like, oh my God, I got my stomach, what's wrong with me? No, your solar plex is being activated. Your solar plex is opening so you can trust more. You could be open to receiving more. Because that's another big one that I hear from many people that, they have rumbling stomachs. Kitty, what were you going to say?
I was saying, and the more, this is what we were just talking about earlier on this, the more those of us access and understand this, this is what we're talking about, that the new technologies in the bodies that are awakening, new parts of our brain, our appendix, things that we haven't understood exactly how they work. As we awaken more and open our own chakras, we open the earth chakras, we open the ability collectively to tap into more. And so sometimes sitting with that comfort and being aware also brings an awareness, so it isn't as uncomfortable. So it becomes that practice, that what we bring forward. And there are a lot of things people are offering right now. Joanne, I'm going to have her talk about it in a minute. She's offering a special because of her birthday.
Like, what am I offering? Go ahead. Yes, thank you.
I thought I'd clue her in. I was just telling you about Divine Harmony. It's on IOTS. It's a wonderful Saturday course if you really want to dive deeply into that Uranus, Jupiter, these key healing pieces. I recommend. As a matter of fact, I was just really excited because her business page asked to join IOTS. Yay, blessings. She's been on it, the person, but now the business page. We have a symposium this week that you can join to go to. There are, I think we're up to 18 different presenters that talking about becoming the best version of the authentic you. I posted this morning, Kristen Newman is in a conference around the 15th that is about love. There are so many things people are stepping forth. A lot of them are free. Some of them are minimal cost. This is a great time when we talk about doing meditations, taking care of your bodies. Learn something. Let it, put it out to the universe. What is calling me? And then see what shows up. Believe it. It doesn't have to cost money. There's so many free things on there. On IOTS itself, on YouTube, there are over 32 presenters who have come, including Joanne, who have come and given all kinds of information. All of this is free. Tomorrow we have Didai coming down to talk about channeling in a retreat, but she's also going to be doing some channeling and bringing messages. Look, there are things out here that help all of us activate whatever these technologies are. Open your heart, open your mind, open your energy, and see what comes forth for you in this healing. Let go of those limits of, that I know it all, or I know which way I need to go. This is a great time to explore right now. Great time.
Yes. And considering when we think of today being March 5th, it is about change. Mm-hmm. And when we focus on change, we change our mindset in reference to being willing and ready to receive and open ourselves up to receiving the possibilities, things start to change for us. And as Kitty mentioned, yes, I do have an offering, a birthday special that started as of yesterday, theoretically started as of, on the 3rd, and will go until March 12th. So you have plenty of time, although I do suggest getting it sooner than later. And today, I added a little something to that special just for today. So those of you who are watching this today, if you're interested in it, to tap on this for today, where it's a 6-week program. We meet an hour and a half one-on-one. So we get the set, we'll set the schedule together, so it's not where we all have to come together at one time and makes it really confusing. And by the way, it's 3:33. I'm loving that time. The clock just changed those, so that went in and out very quickly. So yeah, we meet 6 weeks, an hour and a half each time. You will get to experience a one-on-one strength training routine where you and I will put it together based on your specific goals. You'll also, in that same session, we will do a 30-minute Reiki treatment. So we work on clearing out all the junk, all the emotional junk that we hold on to that may show up as feeling stuck, preventing us from making those changes. And then you'll also experience a astrology report for that particular week. So you know how to play with this energy based on your own personal energy. And all of this, theoretically, 6-week program, it's a 2-for-1. So if you could grab a friend, and you don't even need to know the friend, just find somebody on Facebook that might be interested in doing this. It's $544 for 2 people. And you split the cost, and we have a whole lot of fun. Now, if you can't find a friend, the cost is $444, loving that number. I was really going to go $555, but I'm like, well, I want to just keep it accordingly. So that's when I went with the $544. It worked nicely with my birthday year, that 54. Still working on understanding that number 54. It's okay. So yeah, so this goes until March 12th. However, that 2-for-1 part is for today only. So if you are interested in having an opportunity to work with me, trying out all of what I do, not just one service, all of what I do, you get a nibble of it all, and we'll have a great time for 6 weeks together and see where we go after that. So if that's something you're interested in, if you're watching from Facebook, you just send me a message. If you're watching from YouTube or Twitter, my email scrolling on the bottom, and that's healingwithin76@gmail.com. When you are going to email, just put in the memo, birthday special, and this way here I'll know to read it and then reach out to you, because I get lots of emails, and sometimes it's like, okay, I'm gonna pass this, and I don't want to pass on yours. And this is a perfect time for that, because like Kitty says, and Kitty's been talking about, key healings. Strength training is part of our healing process. And with all this energy that we do have going on with our physical body, I believe it's one of the potent medicines to helping us to really tap into our body and really become aware of what our physical body is saying and doing, and how to navigate through your physical body as a stronger version of you. We're all going to get older. Hopefully. Not everybody gets to that point. Not everybody's blessed enough to get to that place where we get older. And the idea of it is that you want to be a healthy version of yourself when you are older. In your 80s, in your 90s, and well in. This way here, you could do the things you want to do independently without having somebody help you get dressed or eat or whatever it is. So this is one of the reasons why strength training is so important. It's not just about the vanity. It's not just about having nice, sexy arms or a small waistline or a booty that's nice and high. Really, it's about just being strong. So you could do your daily functional activities independently and enjoy your life.
Well, this is kind of fun. I can see comments now.
Yes, I just saw you pop in. Like, Kitty's watching.
Yes. Jack is cute. Anne said Jack is cute. Jack's a good boy. He's got a very old face, but he's only 9. But he black dogs gray fast. So
yeah. Kitty, you want to read some cards? You have cards with you?
How about you pull the cards? And I'm feeling really very excited and happy, and it's a busy night for me.
Yes, it's a busy night for me. After this, I have a client at 4. I squeezed in a client for 4 o'clock because I just thought, why not? and then I got the client at 5. I have a break at 6, and then we have another thing at 7:30 tonight.
We
So,
have our
yeah.
own learning. Just,
Yes, that's just
I
what's
very
going
much,
on.
I very much respect people who are teachers who are always seeking to be learners. It is the same thing. Lifelong learners are teachers, and yes, I have a reading at 6, and then I have our class that we take together. There's another one that's posted on here. It's $15 for a class. It's a channeling class with Joe Monkman. And it's an amazing class, very small group of people, but we network, and it's really quite enjoyable. It's the 4th out of 6. I think it's number 4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you make every single one of them. That's also posted on here. There's just so many offerings, reasonable offerings. This is not a master, pay me $8,000 for, and I'm not saying that's not worth it. That's just not my wheelhouse.
Exactly. So talking about money, I'm loving the way this card that came through is coming through. Although the card is showing in reverse, and I find that's quite interesting, and it makes a lot of sense to why. The word is success in reverse. And why is this interesting and makes sense to me that success is in reverse and the number 8? Because many of us have a challenging time opening ourselves up to receive financial abundance, opening ourselves up to be successful. Some of us are afraid of success. Some of that could just be because we witness people who are successful, and we see them either working really, really, really hard to be successful, or we see them being really sarcastic to be successful. And sometimes we sit back and say, well, I don't want to have to do that or be like that to be successful. So what we then decide is that I don't want that, which is why the card's showing up in reverse. However, the message here in this 8 number, which is what the overall energy for this year is, the universal energy is, this is about success. This year is about success. Success in reference to the key healings. This is your year, not just this month, to heal. Whatever it is that you're experiencing with your body, whether it's physical pain, you have an illness or a disease, this is your year to heal it. This is your year to really get in front of it, learn the reason why you called it in and have a contract with it, and then you could decide at that point, you know what? I'm ready to do it differently, and you can let it go. Yellows are, yes. Go ahead.
And I just think in reverse, it's also saying, what's your definition of success?
Yes.
What's your definition of healing? It wants you to, because you always talk about how in reverse, it isn't that it's different, but it's pay more attention to it.
Yes.
Maybe what I thought was successful isn't really what I want. I want a different balance in my life, that Libra South node that steps forth.
Yes, exactly.
So,
success is maybe different for every one of us. I mean, some of you may feel like, you know what? I had a successful day because I got out of bed today. Mm-hmm. And hey, you know what? That's a pretty gone good successful day for me. If I got out of bed. Success is, oh wow, you know what? I cleaned the dishes. Whatever your success
and the color of that card, which you're about to talk about, makes what you should be tuning into. So,
yes, yellow, trust, opening yourself up to trusting this entire process, trusting everything, trusting the messages that show up, trusting the numbers that you are seeing, trusting that what took place this morning between Facebook and Instagram, that happened for a reason. Nothing happens.
Started something new. Yep.
There's something that every one of us who got to experience it, because remember, there's a lot of people out there that did not get to experience that moment of like, oh my God, what's going on? So trust that what if you are part of that crowd that's experiencing something, there's a reason why you're experiencing. There's something there for you to take a pause and say, what am I learning here? What changed? How did I react? And how will I now move forward? It's also about worth, feeling worthy. There's a book out there. There's a woman that I follow on Facebook. She's got a book club about this particular book. I think it's actually just titled Worth. And that's a big thing we also got to pay attention to as well as worth. Feeling worthy to trust your journey. Trust everything and anything. Trust the messages you receive. Trust whatever it is you're listening to. Trust it. So that's our first card. I'm loving that card.
And when you said about trust, it was at 4444. And it's following your gut. When you really look at your gut, you don't feel bad about yourself. When I tune into my gut, I'm tuning into something's off, it's that solar plexus yellow. So pull us a final card.
Yes. And just to add to what Kitty said about the solar plexus yellow, it's also about how are you digesting all the information you are taking in? How are you digesting what you are doing in your life? And how are you actually digesting the food that you are using to fuel and feed your body as well? So
and I'll be right over. She just said just before the broadcast, about 15 minutes for the grandkids, she chose yellow. So she was tuned right in. So.
There you go. Last card for the day, because I do have to jump, and Kitty's got to jump too. We're all jumping. But we do have a parachute that's going to help us land nicely. Great message. Higher education, higher wisdom. Tapping into your higher wisdom. Tapping into your left side of your brain, your intuition, your guidance, your spirit connection, which is all this Pisces energy anyway. Tapping into your dreams as well. Dreams, I had a interesting dream, which I'll share with Kitty offline because it's a little long. I would share it here if we had more time, but maybe later I'll share. That 9 energy is definitely reminding you about your dream state, about truth telling. It's time to be truthful. Whatever you've been telling yourself, and I think Kitty and I have been talking about this for quite some time now. If you've been telling yourself a story about something, it's time to untangle that story and just put it out there. Put it out there. Right. We're ready for it. No one needs to know a story anymore. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with everybody else. It's also about that traveling. Where are you traveling to? Are you going to literally pack a suitcase and go travel someplace? Maybe to learn something. Maybe a retreat. Maybe you're going to do some traveling just on Zoom where you're taking a class just on Zoom to learn something. This is definitely a time to learn. Kitty listed a whole bunch of things that are available to you free. There is absolutely no reason why in the world right now you cannot take on a course because there's so many offerings out there and not expensive offerings. So that 9 is also about learning to let go. Transform. It's time to let go of what you no longer need so you can start to see that vision of you as the best version of you.
You make
finalizing that pink energy, tapping into your high heart of compassion and joy. We are no longer here to suffer. Believe it or not, we are supposed to appreciate and enjoy joy. So use this energy today to embrace joy. Kitty?
And as Lee Harris said in his monthly thing from the Z's, anger is leaving and it starts with us. And when we let go of our own anger, our own place, we have room for joy. We have room for compassion. We have room for all of those things. And that's what we magnify. That is the energy that becomes our attraction. And so as we let go of our own, it gets let go of in the planet. So, think globally, act locally.
Yes. And embrace change for today. Yep. Do whatever it is you can do to change something. And remember, the entire month carries the vibration of the 11 as a master healer. Yep. And if you have not had an opportunity to read my latest article that's in Your Success magazine, I posted the link yesterday.
I posted that too today. So.
Oh, you did? Perfect. Yes. Stroll down like 500 posts because that's about how many posts I do a day. So you can find the link, or just make it simple. Just send me a message and say, could you send me the link to the magazine so you can read my article. It's all about March 4th and the amazing energy of March 4th, considering I was born on March 4th.
If you're interested, read Joanne's article. Watch Jeanette Byro's podcast for March. Watch Lee Harris. I have one for astrology on the Lioness Collective. There are so many things. If you're feeling like what's going on, answer, seek knowledge, ask, go take a look. Take what you like, what resonates with you, leave the rest.
Exactly. And continue following Kitty and I because we constantly keep coming to play and to keep you in the know. We want you to know what's going on. It's current events, people. That's what we're going to call ourselves. Current events and play. Yes, there you have it.
So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for being here. And we will see you next time when we come back to play some more.
And now comes the fun sign off where we both look at the camera because StreamYard takes a long time. She's going to be clicking on this, and I
don't think it has anything to do with StreamYard. I think it's just me. And thank everybody. Thank you, everyone.
Oh no, it's StreamYard. When I use StreamYard, it takes a long time for StreamYard to let go. So.
Oh, okay. Bye, everyone.
Namaste.